Today I'm going to talk about the very important reason why I did not go to the IMCF World Championships this year. Let's get right into it. Why didn't I go to IMCF this year, and why am I making this video? The real reason is I had a few people ask me why I'm not going this year, why I didn't go to the qualifiers, and I've frankly been meaning to make this video for a while, and I just never got around to it. I don't think this is going to get watched by a lot of people, this particular video. I don't think many people care why I'm not going to a particular tournament, but I have been asked the question, so I thought I'd address it. And with IMCF having just happened, I figured now was the time to talk about it. So why am I not going? What's the big reason? Is there a reason the executioners didn't go this year? Why I didn't go? What's the problem? And the honest answer is just time, money, and travel. So one of the things about the sport that is fantastic is that it's growing. There are a lot of tournaments and a lot of events happening all over the country in the U.S., all over the world, and frankly, it's getting to the point that it's hard to choose which events to go to. This is, in the end, a good thing. It means there's more competitions that are worth going to, there's more events worth going to, and there's more talent around at these events to compete against. That's the bonus and benefit. The downside is we don't get paid for this sport, right? So as far as I'm aware, there's nobody who's fully sponsored doing this for a living. It is a passion sport. It is essentially our desire to travel and compete against the best that we can find in this combat sport. Hopefully someday people will get paid. At the top, there's starting to be some events you can get paid at individually, but as far as like doing it overall, you don't. An IMCF, International Medieval Combat Federation World Championship held in Mexico this year, is one of these awesome world events that I'd like to go to. This year, we sat down as a team with the executioners, and we talked about what events we wanted to go to. And primary on our U.S. event was going to Carolina Carnage. We had not been able to go for a couple years due to scheduling. We had some other local tournaments and regional events happening. We're going to Germany this year for Way of Honor in August. And a lot of it came down to there's only so much that everyone can afford to do as far as actual money, but also time. And unfortunately this year, for me in particular, and I can't speak for everyone on my team, but we all kind of came to the agreement, is that we didn't have the capacity to go to qualifiers and then go to the Worlds and then do all the other local events, do Carnage we wanted to do, go to Germany, which is an event we wanted to go to, because we haven't had a chance to compete there at this event. And so it came down to just not being able to do it all. That's the long and short of it. That's why I didn't go this year. Now, am I feeling a little bit like after this weekend and seeing all the photos of people having at the event in Mexico, man, I wish I was there? Of course. And I do want to say congratulations to Team USA, to all the fighters, to all the competitors. I haven't seen all the rankings yet because we haven't all been listed, but it looks like USA stomped it, took gold in many categories, from melee to individuals to sword and shield to pro fights. USA seemed to come out on top. So I'm so ecstatic and glad to see that. I've got many friends who are competing there. I've got some competitors who aren't even friends who are competing there, and congratulations to you too, because it's all about making the sport better and growing. And as our motto last year when we were competing in Spain was one country, one team, I'd love to see that motto continue. That it doesn't even matter if you're on Team USA or not this time, you're part of the community that helped build that culture, that helped push people, that made our tournaments better. In the US, when whoever gets to go over for USA to compete, they're representing all of us and the effort that everyone's kind of stacked on stacked on stacked and put on top. So I'm, excuse me, I'm really, really excited to see how many people did well as I'm seeing the results come out. For those that I know really well, I'm really excited and proud of all of you, and for everyone else that I just don't know as well, congratulations. But unfortunately this year, we were not able to go for the executioners, me in particular, to this event, and that's really the reason. So one thing that I think is important and why I think this video is worth watching is if you are looking to compete in the sport at a higher level, you have to sit down and have these genuine conversations, right? Some people can find a way to travel to almost everything. And I envy those people sometimes, right? Sometimes it's about having the income and the funds, right? That's good. Sometimes it's about having the flexibility in your time and schedule and lifestyle. Sometimes, again, you're going to make sacrifices for all of these, right? There's always a consequence to anything you do. So every choice you make has a consequence. So if I choose to go to an event, I'm taking that time, that money, that's a consequence, and I'm missing out on time with my family or time with my friends or whatever it is, right? If I stay home and miss an event, consequence, I don't get to go to it, right? Like, there's always a trade-off. So in this case, the trade-off this year for my team and for myself personally was to miss IMCF. Does that mean we won't be back next year? No. It means that we sit down and look at our schedule for next year, look at the competitions we want to go to. We're going to figure out what makes sense for our team and our region and helping to grow the sport. So that is my challenge to all of you as well. If you're out there and you traveled this year to USA and you medaled or didn't, go promote the sport, share it with other people, help build your local community, get more people fighting in the event. Like, let's make US fighting better and better and better so we can continue to dominate as we go to these events. And again, that goes for other countries too. I'm talking with the US audience today because I am a USA fighter, right? But if you're in a different country and you went to IMCF and you did great or didn't do great, like, go back and take that and build upon it, right? If you didn't get to go and you want to go someday to an event like this, to one of the worlds, find ways to develop your own culture, your own community, and build up and get better and better, because it's not a coincidence that over the last few years I've seen US fighting get so much better. We've broken down barriers across different divisions and leagues. We've cross-competed. We've built some regional great teams. We've built some national, international super teams. We've had people trying different strategies, but the big factor is teams are going and competing against each other. That's what I saw this year at Carolina Carnage. Some of the hardest fighting, if not the hardest fighting I've ever been in, because every team we competed against, excuse me, every team we competed against was top class, right? Like, it didn't matter, in that tier 1 division, all 10 teams were fantastic. There was no one that were like, oh, this is going to be easy. And seeing that level of growth means that every time you compete, you get a little bit better. So this year wasn't able to IMCF. I wish I could have. There's no big scandal or exciting reason why. It just came down to schedule and time. And we've chosen to do some different events this year just due to that. And I really am excited for those. I'll try to keep people updated. For those who did go, whether you are, like I said, you medaled in the U.S. or you were, didn't medal in an international fight or different teams, like, share your experiences, make your own videos, talk about them. I would love to see more fight videos coming out of it because I haven't seen a lot of the tape yet from the IMCF Worlds. And I hope to be back there again next year, hopefully competing for my country. I was very honored to do it in Spain and have that opportunity and win those golds. And I'm very proud of the people who won golds this year and silvers and other medals. So that's really it. It comes down to the fact that sometimes you can't do everything. Like, subscribe, follow, buy my merchandise. Please help support my channel. There's hats, t-shirts, other stuff. It helps me continue to make videos and get back on track with making more of them so I can fund it, get better equipment, etc. That's a lot of how I do these things, and make it something that I can sustain. Again, I'm the Woodchuck Knight. Have a great day. Enjoy your training and get better.